we are going to continue through the lessons. So we're going to start loops. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Oh, it says I have 5 more minutes of this. I think we got this down. Sorry, this is lesson 12. So we got that down. Click next. I think.
Wow.
I just need to finish the video. And that should complete it, hopefully.
In the previous lesson.
Shrink card. Okay, sorry. Go back. Shrink card. Completed. Ah, it says 5 minutes left. Let's refresh that. Okay, conditionals completed. Okay, so let's continue on with the loops.
In the previous lesson, we saw you can control the flow of a program with conditional statements. Basically, if a certain condition is true, execute this block of code. Otherwise, execute this other block of code.
But there are often times when you want to execute a block of code, not once, but maybe 100 times or more. Maybe you're a teacher who needs to calculate the grades for all of your students. You might have 170 of them. Or maybe you have 300 Facebook friends, and you want to calculate the number of mutual friends for each friend. Or maybe you just want to count to 1 million, because, you know, who wouldn't want to count to 1 million?
Writing code to do these kinds of tasks could result in hundreds, thousands, or millions of lines of code, all doing pretty much the same thing. In this lesson, you will learn how to use JavaScript loops to repeatedly execute a block of code.
Remember how I said loops could be used to count to 1 million? Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to count to 10,000 instead, starting with x equals 1. Hey, look, we're already done. 1 Mississippi. We're on our way to 10,000 already. Just so you know, counting to 10,000 is a tough task, and like many tough tasks, it's good to work on them incrementally. Let's increase the value of x by 1. This is awesome! See? We're making progress. In no time, we'll be all the way to 10,000. Yay, look how far you've gotten. Okay, let's keep going. Hey, wait a minute. This is all the same code. So, repeating the same code over and over and over again is definitely not going to be the best option for us if we want to print out all the numbers between 1 and 10,000. There has to be a better way. And you know what? There is a better way. Loops. Using a loop will let you iterate over values and repeatedly run a block of code. In this case, the block of code you want to repeat is incrementing the value of x and using console.log to print out the message. The only piece you really need to start your loop is right here. But we'll need to tweak it a bit. Now this code shows x starting at the value of 1, and then it prints out the value of x, and finally, x is incremented. And because we want to do these 2 steps all the way until we reach 10,000, we'll wrap that code in a loop. This particular type of loop is called a while loop. As long as this condition is true, the loop will print out the number and increment the value of x by 1.
Okay.
And then it will restart if the condition at the top of the loop is still true. So, congratulations. In just 5 lines of code, you can count to 10,000 and pretty much any number you'd like to count to.
Okay, so I guess this is about while loops. Part of the while loops, there are many different kinds of while loops, but they are essentially do the same thing. They repeat an action. They repeat an action some number of times. So 3 main pieces of information that any loop should have are when to start, when to stop, and how to get to the next item. Okay, incrementing or decrementing the step. So this is So this is incrementing by multiplying x by 3. So this goes like 3, 6. Sorry, that's 3. Well, it depends on what x is. So if x is 1, it'll be 3. This first expression, and then it's going to be 3 times 3, so it's 9. 9 times 3, 27, and so forth. This one decrements it by 1, so it's if x is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, and then 0 minus 1, negative 1. So this one goes down. Here are the basic loops. That includes all 3 parts. Variable start equals 0, when to start, while start is less than 10, when to stop. Okay, so this will start. So when to start, like where to start starts. So it starts at 0. When to stop. So while this condition is true, it will continue until this is false. So while this statement is false, okay? Console.log start, and then start equals start plus 2. So increment start by 2. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 is the answer. If a loop is missing any of these 3 things, then you might find yourself in trouble. For instance, a missing stop condition can result in a loop that never ends. Don't run this code. Let's run it. It'll probably just keep running, right? Unconditionally. So let's hide this what's new. Let's clear this. And while true, this will run. True is never false, so I will never stop. Look at that. So this just keeps running. That's so awesome. Yeah, that runs forever. Look at that. Look, the quicker I click, the higher it becomes. So, but I can force stop you by clicking that. No. Oh, this is crashing. It's crashing. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see what's going on before it slows down my machine. Oh no. I think we have to close. Chrome. Aha! It crashed. There it is, guys. It crashed. So yeah, I mean, not crazy. Sometimes we see this come up on our. Like I do a lot of things, and sometimes I would get this on a web page. So maybe that's what's happening. Exit page. Oh snap. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to start over. So that's what happens.
In the previous lesson, you saw how you can control the flow of a program with conditional statements.
Let's see, make sure we finish this one, okay? So it says, oh, we didn't do the quiz. It says, don't run this code. We did, and it crashed. If you try, you'll probably crash your browser tab. Sure enough, warning, you're probably reading this because you didn't heed our warnings about running. That's sure enough. If your browser tab has crashed or has become frozen, there are a couple ways to fix it. If you're using Firefox, Chrome, yeah, I pulled up activity monitor because I'm on the Mac. This one right here, you can't see it on your screen, but if you're on the Mac, yeah, let me move this. Can't see it. Let me close out of it and see if I could just spawn it. No, we don't want to import bookmarks. This right here. Yeah, so right here. This is Activity Monitor. It's kind of like Task Manager for Mac, but you can pull it up right here. Okay, just search for it, and you could monitor the process. But in our case, we did get a pop-up window saying that Chrome was taking a long time, and so that's what happened. Oh, look, they're going to show us what's going to happen here. Oh, infinite loop. Yep, infinite, 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 infinite. Infinite. Here's an example where a loop is missing how to get to the next item. The variable x is never incremented, so x will remain 0. Don't run this code. We're gonna let's see, inspect and console clear, console, and ready, go. Oops, x is never incremented, so it'll always stay on 0. So I will always be less than 1. So there it is. Look at the counter. It just keeps going up. Yeah, it's taking a long time. Yeah, I'm curious if DevTools has its own kind of like task manager. But as you can see right now, it's also really stuck. Maybe here? No? This is just to customize more tools. No, it's completely frozen now. Yeah, it looks like it's crashed. It crashed. So I think if we close out of this, no, I'm frozen. Oh, this is worse. This is worse. How can I recover from this? Okay, what if I close this window? No, it won't do it either. Activity monitor, will you help us? Look at this, CPU 120%, 84%. Look at the load. I'm maxing out. User load, look at the user, 73%. Let's see. And okay, so which one of these should I kill? This is Google Chrome. I think this will end everything. It might even end. It might even end the screencast. So if it does, I'll just start a new one. But let's see what happens. Yeah, look at this. It's completely frozen now. It won't respond. Yep. Can't even. Okay, I can switch tabs. So can I quit out of DevTools? No, DevTools won't. Let's see what they say. Yeah, I can't even scroll pages. Let's see. Loops. Refresh. CPU on my machine is definitely being consumed. Look at that, 73%. My CPU load's so high. Okay, I can switch tabs. I can't. This one's completely frozen. So can I close out of this? No, won't let me close. Warn before quitting. Ooh, look at that, 100,000. It's. Oh no. It's Chrome. Let's see. Look at that. This is like the Matrix. Quit. Okay. if I get disconnected, I'll start a new one, guys. No, it's still here. No. Yeah, what were they saying? How can we recover from this? Don't run this code. This will also crash your browser tab. Okay, so they're saying, warning, if you're reading it, okay, you can end the process for the tab you ran the script through the task manager if you're not using Firefox Chrome, download Firefox Chrome. Okay, so they're saying, oh, if you're using Chrome, go to Task Manager, select Window Task Manager. Window Task Manager, Window Task Manager. Look at this. Look at what's eating up our CPU. This one. Can we end the process? No, can't end. Oh, developer tools. I saw it right there. End process. Yay. All right, it's completely locked up here. Okay, Window Task Manager. This is what we were wondering earlier. Okay, what else is eating up CPU? Tab, this tab, grow with Google. And hey guys, me again. Oh yeah. So yeah, we I crashed Chrome. So you know, I like that. Don't do that in production. Okay, basically we want to resume back, and we want to see what happens here. So parts of the while loop. I think we played this one already. Okay, so so this code will crash your browser. How many times will the loop run? Okay, so x equals 10, while x is less than 25. Console.log printout x equals x. Okay, so 10, so it's 10. So it runs at 10, so that's 1. So it adds 2, so 12, 14, so 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So it'll run it 8 times, guys. All right, so let's go to the next one. Here's a while loop that is supposed to print out the values of x from 0 to 5, but there's a bug. What is missing? It's missing a way to increment x, okay? X never increments. Oh, it's also x is never assigned a value. That's also true. There's no condition to tell the loop when to stop. Well, there is a condition while x is less than 6, but x will always remain but less than 6 because it's never incremented. So submit that. Okay, next. All right. FizzBuzz is FizzBuzz is a famous interview question used in programming interviews. It goes something like this: loop. Oh, FizzBuzz is famous interview question used in programming interviews. It goes something like this: loop through the numbers 1 to 100. If the number is divisible by 3, print FizzBuzz or fizz. If the number is divisible by 5, print buzz. If the number is divisible by both 3 and 5, FizzBuzz. If the number is not divisible by 3 or 5, print the number. Okay, cool. So we know we're going to do some mod operator there, right? Here it is. They're telling us. So if x mod y equals 0, then that means there's no remainder, so it's divisible by that number. Okay. So a number x is divisible by. Okay, we know that. Let's go over it. A number x is divisible by a number y if the answer to x divided by y has a remainder 0. For example, 10 is I think that's a question. For example, 10 is divisible by 2 because 10 divided by 2 equals 5 with no remainder. Okay. You can check if a number is divisible by another number by checking if x mod y equals 0. We're going to have to program your own version of FizzBuzz called JuliaJames. Yes, imaginative, right? Keep in mind that in an interview, you would want to write efficient code with very little duplication. We don't want you to worry about that for this question. Just focus on practicing loops. Write a loop loop through the numbers 1 to 20. Okay, loop through numbers 1 to 20. If the number is divisible by 3, print Julia. If the number is divisible by 5, print James. If the number is divisible by 3 and 5, print JuliaJames. If the number is not divisible by 3 or 5, print the number. Okay. So let's start with 1. So while, okay, so while, I think it's while x is less than, so loop through 1 to 100. So while x is less than or equal to 100, okay? So while x is less than, so I did equal here because we're including 100 in there. I could have done less than 101, okay? But I like the fact that this is clearer, okay? Less than equal to 100. So this is true, okay? So let's just check right now that our, that x console.log. Okay, we'll just print x. Okay. So so we know what what happens. So that is, what did I do here, guys? What did I do? What mistake did I make? I didn't increment x. So how about we do it right? Yeah, here we go. They won't let you cross their server, so it just 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. I could do. Can you do x plus plus? You know what? Let's just do x equals x plus 1. So, oh, but this will increment x. It'll start at 2. So, so change that to 0. Boom, 1 through 100. Oh, it went to 101. Okay, so if we start at 1, it will definitely start. Yeah, it starts at 2. Okay, so let's just not be fancy and let's do x equals 1, console.log, and then we'll just do that here. Okay. So let's try again. Oh, console.log print x. Okay, test run. All right, so 1 through 100, perfect. Okay, so we know that's working. So what we'll do here is we'll use some ternary operators so that we don't have a bunch of ifs. So we'll say, what is it? Do we do case? Yeah, good question. Let's see. I'm new to ternary operators. Never used it a bunch before, but I see the value. So I think it's under conditionals view. Ternary operator. But conditional. Okay, so it's like, you know, var is going, and then all right. So what we'll do is we'll just say so we'll say x mod by 3 equals 0. And so if that's the case, if it's not, so we console.log Julia. Okay, that's if it's divisible by 0, or by 3, sorry. If x mod 3 is 0, that means it's divisible by 3. At first case, if this is not true, is x divisible by 5 equal to 0? Okay. And so we do console.log just Julia. Console.log Julia. Okay. And if this is not, if this is true, we exit, we print out James. Okay. If one second. If x mod 5 equals 0 and x mod 3 equals 0, then it's console.log. If that's true, then we'll do console JuliaJames. Okay. If none of those are true, then we'll just output the number. Okay, so let's test that. Ooh, got an error. Okay, let me, because I can't see the code, missing semicolon. Let's see. Yeah, I'm missing a bunch of semicolons right here. This. So what can we do? We can do this and okay, and then we could do that, and then semicolon here, and then if we do this, and then we could do console JuliaJames, that, and then if that's not true, then so it's console. Okay. All right. So let's test that real quick, and okay, there's still an error here. Expected. Okay, expected colon and saw semicolon. Okay, so it must be the console.log then. Let's see how we did it here on the quiz here. Or ternary operators. And a quick. So we did that one. How about the, I think, murder mystery, right? Okay, no, we got that one. Food chain, this one. Okay. Oh, oh, we just do console.log, and then we'll okay, we could do a case. Okay, so we could do a case because no, we don't necessarily need to. Let's see, X. We need, okay, so this is true. Okay, do we have to put ifs here? I don't think so. Because we're saying evaluate this expression, right? So let's simplify this. Let's see, console.log. Okay, here. I think we want to do this here, just for clarity. Okay. Expected this instead saw. Okay, so if we take this out, are they going to be happy? Expected to match that. So while, so here's the closing of the while. Okay. Expected to match from line 7 instead saw. No, because we don't want to close it yet. So that's inside. And console.log. So this is JuliaJames. Will that work? Let's see. X equals x plus 1. Missing semicolon. So right here. All right. Let's regroup here. Let's just do one condition here. Let's check for x mod 3 equal 0, and x mod 5 equal 0. So we'll test it out with 15 because we know that's question mark console.log JuliaJames. Otherwise, it's console.log x. Will this run? Oh, I didn't increment x. I'll be in trouble. Program returned too much data. Okay, all right. So it's x equals x plus 1. So let's run that. Okay, so JuliaJames. Oh, look at that. It's outputting JuliaJames. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's outputting the number, but some of those are divisible by 3 and 5. So if I put another condition here, maybe go to the next line. X mod 3 equals 0. Okay, so if I take this out, also .log Julia, and then hey, would that work? Okay, missing a semicolon. Oh, you know what? Because I'm not doing this, that's got to be why. Okay, Julia. So all the even ones are Julia. Or I'm sorry, all the ones that. So if I put another colon here, and then if I go, I'll just copy this whole thing. Okay, so if I take this out, so if this is mod 5, okay, then this is James. Okay, so, and then that ends there. Okay, JuliaJames, so 16 is neither divisible by 3 or 5. So JuliaJames, 16, 17, Julia, 19, James, JuliaJames. Okay, so I think this is good. Went all the way to 100. So if we submit this answer, oh no, it says your code should have a variable x and with starting 1, which we did. So, oh yeah, so here on 1. Test run. Okay, so 1, 2, Julia, 4, James, 6, Julia. So the first JuliaJames is 15. Okay, so I think that was it. Oh no. So your code should have variable x starting at 1. Your code should have a while loop, which we do. Your while loop should have a stop condition, which we do. So if it's less than or equal to 100. And your while loop should increment by 1 each time it executes, which it does. Verify that your while loop is producing the correct output. Not everything is correct yet, but you're close. This is one of those things where it's all, preference, right? And I think maybe if we start with this and we end with that. it works better. So let's test run that. Make sure it works. So submit the answer. Okay, nope, that wasn't it. So perhaps maybe this is less than 101, the way it was programmed. Nope. Let's make sure that still runs properly. So 1, 2, Julia. Okay, so JuliaJames, 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 JuliaJames. Okay. Print the number. So it definitely prints the number. X equals x plus 1. We go from 1 to 100. 99, 100. 100 is divisible by 5, so it's James. 99 is divisible by 3, so it's a Julia. Okay, what else? What else are we? Write a while loop that loops through numbers 1 to 20. Oh gosh, we went from 1 to 100, so 1 to 20, so less than or equal to 20. All right, guys, we're overdoing it. Okay, 1 through JuliaJames. Hey, you didn't get JuliaJames. 15 should be JuliaJames. What happened there? Right? So 1, 2, Julia, 4, 5, James, Julia. 15 should have been JuliaJames. So X. So do we need to explicitly group those? It's still doing Julia. We only changed this. Why is it not 100? How come it worked earlier? No, we're not getting JuliaJames. Okay, so that's got to be it. So x mod 3 equals 0 and x mod 5 equals 0. So that means if it's true, JuliaJames. If not, just console X. Oh, is it because it's finding this one first? So I think we got to check for this one first. All right, guys. Learning curve here. Yeah, because what happens is it'll fall through, right? Right? Because what it is if it checks this, it sees this is true, and then it stops. So which it certainly will, right? So we need to make this part of this. So let's test run. There you go. And then I guess they were just only asking from 1 to 20. So run this. Yep. Okay. Let's see if that works. Yay, we're good. All right. All right, guys. I'm gonna take a break real quick, and then we'll come right back. Okay. We'll see you guys in a little bit.